Hi, I'm Holly. I'm 26 years old. And I live in Austin, Texas, and this is the financial audit. I could pull up Discover.
Yes, that has to be it. Because all you borrowed was $9,700 from here and $4,293 from there on this loan.
Because
so
I have another account that has 15.
That's great. That's a different account, though. I'm looking at this account. This account was $15,000 borrowed, but it's $30,000 owed, meaning it accrued $15,000. And the way it possibly did this, because it's been sitting since 2017, 2018, is because you keep going on these low payment things, allowing interest to accrue instead of making any attack towards interest or principal. So you've allowed yourself to get $15,000.
When I was at my last job, I was making over the minimum payment. So when I had the ability to, I was trying to.
For how long? For how long?
About a year.
Okay. Again, we're talking since 2017.
I know, but I was in college then. Like,
when did you drop out?
An hour. The spring semester of 2019, I stopped taking.
So classes. 2019, this has had 5 years to accrue. Even if you're paying decently for a year, this had 5 years to accrue. So yes. I am not surprised at all that this is doubled.
Which is insane, and I did.
You
not
didn't know that?
that?
How'd you not even know that? You look at the $30,000 and you didn't even know that. How do you look at the $30,000 and not even know that? If it started at $15,000 and you see $30,000, how do you not know that? Went from $15,000 to $30,000. How do you know that's not double? And you see there, and you're sitting there, and you're looking at $30,000, and you thought it was $30,000 the whole time. You didn't think that doubled. You didn't know what your balance was when you first got it. What do you mean? How'd you not know it was doubled? It's a double the number.
I feel like that cannot be correct.
It is correct.
Because I just, like, the last time that I looked and I went through like everything.
When?
Probably like 6 months ago.
Okay.
A year ago.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's not what it looked like. Like, I mean, yes, I was paying like.
Well, then you didn't look at the numbers correctly. You need to go through our debt class to understand your debt and how to go through your debt, know what is good debt, how to utilize good debt, and how to get out of bad debt and different strategies. You need to go through our budgeting program. You get all these for free. They're all bundled together for a 25% discount, link in the description. But you need to go through them so that you know how to look through your statements, how to plug numbers in, how to track things, and actually understand what your finances are. Because if you didn't come to this conversation, you wouldn't even know that this was doubled, because you looked at it last time and you didn't know. You just thought it was just the normal numbers. You didn't know how to even look at your numbers. So please go through the education. True. Please, for f***'s sake, go through the education.
And I'm sure that whole like 2%, because I think I'm at like a 2% rate right now for the 6 months. No. That's what I was at.
No. I'm at 11. Half of it is at 2.7. Half is at 11. Oh. You don't even know. You look at your statements. You don't even know what you're looking at. Oh, for sake.
When they were with Discover, they were like that.
I don't give a shit about Discover. I literally only care about what's in front of me.
I know, but I have not looked through for.
Why?
Because they just sold it like last month.
Why didn't you look last month?
It's stressful.
You know what's more stressful? Being late and accruing fees and having your loan double. I think that's stressful.
It's stressful to me too. I'm the one that has the debt.
Then look and figure it the f*** out. It gets more stressful longer you let it sit. I'm a little stressed so I don't look at it. Guess what? It gets more stressful when it's worse later. Okay, so we have this loan $4,000, this loan $9,000, this loan $7,000, this loan $8,000. But total estimated, because they didn't start there. This one started at $7,000. This one started at $7,000. That one started at $8,000, $8,000. But total estimated interest accrual on the first loan, $2,700, $4,900 on that one, $3,000 on that one, $4,000 on that one.
Jesus, so like half of the loan is...
Yes. Literally, per day, the interest that's accruing, now that you've gotten most of them down to 2.7 temporarily, but 4,000 is still at 10.9. Yeah, you're accruing like $3 a day in interest, but it's gonna be like 10 to $20 a day in interest in like a month or two.
I know. It's honestly crazy to me that it's legal for us to do that at like 18. Like, I just think that's crazy.
How?
Because like you're essentially a child. They restrict you from
That's
doing
interesting.
pretty much everything, right?
That's
And
good.
then as soon as they do, they say, here you go.
You were
can,
essentially,
like,
you're a
sign
child
your-
at 18. Okay. Then you shouldn't be able to drive. Then you shouldn't be able to vote for the future of the country. Then you shouldn't be able to serve in the military. Then you shouldn't be able to work at a job because you wouldn't know how to advocate for yourself if you were working with co-workers and having employees. Then you should be coddled by your parents and you shouldn't be allowed to go outside. You shouldn't be allowed to go to college and live on your own if you're a child at 18. If you're going to emphasize yourself, then you have to emphasize yourself across the board.
I'm not saying me personally.
You
I'm
just
saying-
did. It shouldn't be legal because you're a child. If you can't sign a piece of paperwork because you don't know how to read words, then you shouldn't be allowed to do all those other things either.
that you shouldn't be allowed to do it without them teaching you about this stuff.
Teaching you? Teach yourself. If you're expected to do all this other you can learn how to read numbers.
Isn't that like why there's an entire like H&R Block, like an entire industry there other than lobbying, is because they make it purposefully difficult so that you have to pay people to do these things?
Pay to read
Make it
a
like purposely convoluted?
Buddy, when I signed up for student loans, I knew the number I was at least getting.
I knew the total number that I was getting, and I knew that it was going to be a variable rate.
Then what are you talking about?
I didn't know that I didn't know realistically where I was going to end up. Nobody was like, this is how much you're going to be making when you graduate.
No,
this is what you can afford, like blah blah blah. Like there was no classes for that. There was no nothing. I was just like, hey,
well, hold on,
college degree.
hold on. First of all, even though they're not always the best, you can talk to advisors at universities that will at least, if you ask the questions, they will answer it. Whether or not they'll, tell you without you asking, that's different. And then there's advisors at high schools as well. You can also have this, what's it called? This interesting little thing called Google. Yeah, it's really curious. I thought I was going to work in a lab. How much does this person make working in a lab? Okay. Don't get me wrong. It is hard. And we set up people incorrectly. We set up people where it's like, you have to go to college. Don't get me wrong. We set up people incorrectly. But you're infantizing yourself. Again, I'm not fully against what you said, but the fact that you said it should be illegal because you're basically a child and you don't know what you're doing, then you have to take that across the board. You cannot do all that other as well.
I agree. It would be like that. I think that you should step kids up in responsibility and give them more. I don't think America does that great.
No, the process is quite bad. But if you're just infantilizing yourself, endlessly, then it's just like, what's the point? It's just, again, this is more victim stuff, and that's what I don't like.
All right, accountability then. I signed up
Preferably.
for these student loans. I need to make sure that I'm paying
You're good with
them,
it being accountable?
right? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you would be an accountable citizen, meaning that you pay your taxes.
I am filing them when I go home in 2 weeks.
Huh? You haven't paid taxes in 2 years.
I have not filed taxes.
You don't even own a business, so there's not even like a good excuse of, I just kind of forgot. W-2 is plug and play.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing that you could possibly do.
So I filed for an extension.
You're probably
first
someone that
year.
thinks that you're owed all these extra little benefits, but you don't even
Absolutely
pay
not.
taxes.
Absolutely not. No, I'm not taking advantage of any like government services. Nothing. I use the smart, but that's it. We don't have access to anything like SSID. And
that's
stuff
right.
Like that.
You use
I'm
the
too
smart.
able-bodied.
She uses the local subsidized housing, but she won't pay her taxes. She uses the roads, but she doesn't pay taxes. If she gets laid off, she'll probably file for unemployment, but she doesn't pay for taxes.
I didn't get.
She
unemployment when
uses
I was
if there's a fire. I bet she's going to call 911 and request fire services. I bet if someone robs you, you'll probably call for the police.
They wouldn't pick up. It's APD.
So I feel like you probably exist. What if no,
They're just
why
gonna
go
charge
down
me
that road?
more for it. Like I'm just gonna end up paying more for
Yes,
them.
you'll pay penalties.
Yeah. So they're just making more money off of me.
It's just you being responsible. That's what I care about. It's
I
you
know, that's
acting
why
like an
I'm filing
adult.
them in 2
But you
weeks.
didn't. Why haven't you for 2 years?
So I didn't because I had filed for an extension that first year because
Okay.
I saw my Connecticut taxes
Which you can
and
do.
they were insane.
Okay.
And so I filed for the extension so that I would have time to pay them off. And then things got like insanely crazy at work and I completely forgot about the October 15th deadline until after it was done.
You just have no responsibility.
And then I lost my job and I was scared to file them because I knew that I still couldn't afford them. And then
there's hardships declarations at that point. But what there is...
I didn't know that.
Google, my gosh, why does no one have the ability? I'm so curious. If I,
How am I
one
supposed to
second,
ask that question, though?
I'm about to tell you. Whenever I have a problem that comes up and I just like, I don't know what to do, I literally just try to seek some information to figure out what solutions there are. You didn't even look to see if there were solutions.
Yeah, that's fair, because I didn't think that there were. I thought that I just...
Well, how would you know without asking? This, I will never understand this. So many people on the show is just like, I didn't even try to find out if there was anything. I just don't get it. It's not a
question that I knew to ask. I thought...
No, not even that question. You wouldn't know that question, and that's fine. But looking for solutions, you would have found an answer.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, no.
I was just like, no, I can't.
Yeah, no. There's only 7 hours left in my day after we did the math. But I'm too tired. I couldn't possibly type something into a search bar.
I was busy, I guess. I don't know.